So in general, you know what a variable annuity is used for? Yeah, exactly. It supplements retirement income. It addresses what's called, it addresses what's called longevity risk. It addresses what's called longevity risk. And what that means is if you outlive your income, right, that's the purpose of an annuity. And there are two parts of an annuity, right? You have the accumulation period. You have the accumulation period. And during the accumulation period, that's when you're contributing money, and you earn accumulation units. Then you have what's called, and by the way, what happens, there is a, by the way, during the accumulation period, there's a death benefit exists. Which means that if somebody were to die during the accumulation period, their beneficiary would receive at least all previous contributions. So just as a bit of an aside, in reality, just to give you how this applies, some people will never, ever, ever annuitize. Because by never annuitizing, you're guaranteed to not lose any money in the plan. Because upon death, beneficiaries receive at least all your previous contributions. Okay, then you have the annuitization period. And that's when you start to take money out. And you have what are called annuity units. And these, it's critical to know that the number of annuity units is fixed. Fixed number. What changes is the value per unit will change. So the number of annuity units is fixed. The value per annuity unit will change. And anybody know, when you annuitize, how often will you receive distributions? How often do you receive distributions? You're going to get monthly distributions. Based on the performance of the portfolio. You'll get monthly distributions based on the performance of the portfolio. Okay, again, you're going to get monthly distributions based on the performance of the portfolio. And anybody know which type of annuity? So then the amount of money you get will vary depending on the type of annuity. So the annuity length will be either straight life, so you get distributions every month until you die. So if you annuitize and then the person dies a month later, that's it. So therefore, this has the shortest life and therefore the highest monthly cash flow. The second one is a life annuity with period certain. Which pays monthly distributions, but with a guaranteed minimum. Monthly distributions with a guaranteed minimum. So, which is usually 10 years. So if the person dies after 3 years, distributions would go to the beneficiary for the next 7 years. Or the longest one, and therefore the lowest monthly cash flow. Anybody know what that one is? The one that has the longest expected life and therefore the lowest monthly cash flow? Okay, that's called what's called a joint and last survivor annuity, which is basically generally a married couple, distributions until both parties die. So that will have the longest life and lowest monthly cash flow. Okay, now from a tax perspective, annuities are usually after-tax contributions. They're usually after-tax contributions. So my question for you is, who can have a pre-tax variable annuity? Anybody know? Who can have a pre-tax variable annuity? So this is what's called a 403B plan. This is for public schools, nonprofits, and public sector, like a hospital. So it's like a cousin of the 401k. So if I work for a public school, I can't have a 401k, but I have a 403B. I have a 403B. Again, it's like a cousin of a 401k. Pretty much the same thing, but it's a public, sometimes called, by the way, a TSA, a tax sheltered annuity, i.e. a TSA. Whoops. TSA, tax sheltered annuity. Yeah, Minsters. Yep, exactly right. Yep. Yeah, that term might pop up.